Ini udah live belum ya? Hey guys, kok ternyata ada dua gini sih nih gue? Nih ada yang di sini, kok ada yang di chat di sini? Bingung juga nih gue. Kalau gue lihat di sini yang komen-komen tuh pada bawel ya, pada bawel semua, bilang lama-lama. Alah. Oke guys, sudah kita bersama Eric Jones. Hey brother.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good.
I love the LED lights that you have around the room.
Yeah, it shows that I have plenty of times.
Ooh. Look at those shoes. Ooh, love it.
Oh yeah. Someone?
How many pairs of Jordans do you have there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10.
I'm jealous, man.
I bet you love this one. This is gonna be your favorite, I think.
That is definitely my favorite. We're friends. Just let me use them.
What size are you?
12.
12
US.
It's 10 US.
Well, I'll just chop my toes off. That's all we need to do.
How are you, bro?
I'm alive. I'm very happy that I'm really getting my first vacation.
The first vacation.
I've never taken a vacation. I travel. You travel a lot as well,
yes.
And
yeah,
we get to go out and entertain, and we love it. But you've got your beautiful Sarah. So you guys get to travel, work together on occasion. I don't get to do that very often. So, it's the 6 or 7 weeks that we've been in quarantine has been a little difficult, but the first 4 weeks were a vacation.
Yeah.
An absolute vacation. But now, I'm ready to go back to work. I've got, a few things that I'm working on to try to get a bit more work from a few clients and some TV show work. And I'm hoping all of that happens by August.
Nice.
So it should be fun.
Yeah. So I saw some of your video that you post in your Instagram. I mean, for me, it's kind of like brilliant how you do a show for rather than close up. Now you are in their house by using screens.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about it, like just a bit?
Yeah, of course. So, since the whole pandemic thing, we've realized as magicians that what we're not able to do is now have someone pick a card. We can't interact by taking their dollar bill and changing it to a 100 bill, pound note or whatever. So what we've got to do is use the technology that we have in place to enter a person's home, to create the same type of intimate experience that they would if we were, live. So I've been using both StreamYard and Zoom to have shows for up to, I think the biggest one that I've had right now is about 450 people for live on Zoom, 450. I think closer to 800 streaming live at one time on StreamYard. And what I love about it is that it allows me to play directly to the camera and makes me feel as if I'm talking to someone, especially on StreamYard when you can do it side by side, because you can see their reaction. It's a little bit more difficult on Zoom, but it's a lot of fun. And I'm so glad to have that platform, because without it, magicians wouldn't be making any money at all. Comedians wouldn't be making any money at all, because we can't go into those venues.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know, from the first time I saw you, maybe you were the first one who did it on this kind of platform.
Maybe one of the first. The first person that I saw do it was a magician named Harrison Greenbaum from New York. He was on AGT with us. Remember?
Oh, really?
Harrison, the comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's he's a magician. Right? Yeah. So he was the first person that I saw do it, but I started using Skype at first, because I was doing lessons for one-on-one. And then I was using FaceTime, and then I used a group FaceTime. And then I was like, I need more people. So Zoom became the way to do it. So yeah, I'm not a pioneer, I'm the follower, but being able to use a platform smartly, is the most important thing.
I mean, you executed so well.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I had a conversation recently with a guy who, about 15 years ago, he's a magician, but he's a technological genius. And what he did was he created the software that pornography websites use to charge people.
Yes.
So
why do I know that?
So he created the technology.
Yeah.
He created the technology, he sold the company, and he made millions upon millions of dollars. So I reached out to him because, with StreamYard, the platform feels more like you're producing a show, but it also has some limitations. Like, you can only have 7 people on the stream at one time on camera. So with Zoom, you can have hundreds of people on camera at one time, depending on what package you have, but the quality sometimes fails. Yeah. So I talked to him about creating a new platform that allows you to take the pros to both of them without any of the cons, put them together and create a new platform that could be used for music concerts. We have a company here called Live Nation, and they do more concerts, big, huge A-list celebrity concerts than any other company in America. And if you could develop it, send it to them, then they can have huge multi-million-dollar production shows where people can watch from their homes. And I think there's something to that.
I have to write this. I mean, because this is such a good idea also. Maybe I can develop it also in my country.
You should, yeah. And I'll just take 10%.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. No, because it's basically, it's like, do you know that it's not just a porn. It's not just a porn, but it's like live. We also have his like Bigo live. So when all the host is saying hello and everything, and then they give like cars, they give like everything, like there's a chart for like a sticker, like $10 or $50.
Okay.
And it's quite popular here in Indonesia back then. And then suddenly, when everyone already have like Instagram live for themselves, and then Periscope, suddenly they disappear. Yeah. So probably I could get my friends to do this, because I have like a related family can create some kind of like that mechanism.
That's awesome. Yeah. This guy, he's leaning towards saying no, because there's so much research and development that goes into creating a platform like this. He says he doesn't really have the time. He thinks it's a great idea, but he doesn't have the time.
Maybe we can do this.
I'm all about it. I'm here for it.
Because maybe if we can do that for like an app, application.
Yeah,
So
that's a great idea.
There's gonna be like a time Eric Jones will be performing like at this time, just like a theater,
Yeah,
just like a
exactly.
theater, but
Exactly.
you have it in your palm. Interesting ideas.
That's a very good idea. I like it. See, I knew there was a reason why
Yes.
we do this. That's great. That's great.
Don't worry, you still have your 10%.
That's all I need. I'm not greedy. I'm not greedy.
No. We after this we have to like talk about this maybe further because this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, I like your idea.
I think it's an idea that could be big. And the reason that I thought of this was because there are two American musicians, Teddy Riley and Babyface Edmonds, and they had a battle on Instagram that broke Instagram. You couldn't watch it on your phone anymore. You had to watch it on a laptop. And I said to myself, they've got literally thousands upon thousands of people who are looking for entertainment. And then I had a conversation with two executives at Live Nation who told me that out of all of the events that they have through June, they've only sold 137 tickets because they can't have anyone in these huge theaters anymore. So I'm like, if we could get the money from these theaters that are losing money and put them online, we've got something. And if we're the people who can provide the platform that they use reliably without any problems with the technology, there's a lot of money to be made that Zoom is not making, that StreamYard is not making. So it has to be catered, it has to be higher end, and it has to cater specifically to the artist to make sure that they can get the right lighting. They can use DSLR cameras or RED cameras versus just a cell phone. It has to make sure that the end user, the customer, has a great streamlined experience, that while they're waiting for things to happen, they can also see other content. They can shop. You can't do that on Zoom. You can't do that on StreamYard. Those things need to be able to be in-app because you lose money by not having a call to action right then and there. So the person who comes up with it is going to make a killing. You're going to be a millionaire.
Finger crossed.
There you go. Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, I think we have to stop there because
because we give it too much.
Yeah, we give it too much. We give it too much. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk in Bahasa first. Like maybe it's kind of late introducing you, but I'm going to say hi to the viewers.
Okay.
In Bahasa, in my language. Hello guys, sorry tadi gue terlalu excited aja pada saat baru mulai, tiba-tiba Eric Jones came up with an idea yang so brilliant. Jadi tapi I have to stop him because idenya jangan terlalu too much giveaway ya. Jadi harus benar-benar ditahan-tahan. Tapi intinya Eric Jones dulu dia pernah tahun 2017 and 18. Jadi dia di The Grandmaster Asia. Dia jadi salah satu juri, dan kalau misalnya gue yakin sih beberapa slot udah tahu dia the best coin man as far as I know. Yeah, well, it's my opinion.
I'm
the
okay.
Best.
I thank you. David Roth is still the best, but I'm maybe number 3.
Yeah, but then again, it have like the time. I mean, David Roth in his time, he's the best. But for me, in this time, in this era, you're the best one.
Thank you so much.
Terus jadi kalau misalnya ada yang di sini yang Saradik fansnya Sarah, ya maaf, di sini kita akan ngebahas masalah sulap. So nanti kita akan adain live lagi untuk masalah di hari misteri Sarah. Tapi intinya sekarang we going to talk about magic. And I have to say sorry because we're going to talk in English because Eric Jones cannot speak bahasa. So
I should have learned more when I was there.
One day you will be back here. 100%.
I hope so.
Because I have a plan. I mean, it's supposed to be this year, but then again, it's Corona, so we have to cancel everything. We're going to have like some kind of like magic. We're giving appreciation to magicians.
Okay.
So we invite magicians from abroad, perform and then give them like some kind of like a trophy, but it's for appreciation that you're one of the best magician in the world, and then we appreciate you to come here, blah blah blah.
Oh, wow.
It's like it's like a magic award but Indonesian version.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, and then you're supposed to be like already in that list, but then again, you know, everything's so.
Yeah.
The thing here, basically, I try. Well, sorry. Before I watched some of your videos, and then it got me interested in talking to you, because how you can create a small props in magic, which is coins, but you can make it big. You can perform it like on stage. I mean, for me, it's like well, this is just only for a joke. It's like, hey, Demian, that big illusion compared with this. I can carry this in my pocket. So you have to carry all the big stuff there on stage. I only this one coin. I mean, it's kind of interesting for me, because I mean, you can develop such a beautiful routine and make that very small coin, and you perform it so well, and you get standing ovation. If I'm mistaken, you did it on Chicago, like on stage. I forget. Can you tell just a little bit about that?
Well, so one of the things that I'm a huge fan of, there's a magician from the 1800s, I think even earlier than that, named Hofzinser. And Hofzinser, without cameras, without projection, he could do a trick with a single playing card in front of an audience of 1,500, 2,000 people. So he learned how to use his body language to make it play bigger than life. The same way, you know, how musicians, they hold a guitar or they hold a microphone stand to make themselves bigger to an audience from further away. Hofzinser was able to do that with a combination of his body language and very small props that he could borrow from an audience. That inspired me to start doing some research on how I can do the same. You know, Di Vernon used to say, be natural. And I thought a lot about that. How can I be natural and grander than life all at the same time? So you have to develop a series of mannerisms that fit both your personality style and your performing style, which can be two different things. So I found that balance on America's Got Talent, to be honest. Right after we left, I got hired to do a show for 750 people. They originally told me there were only going to be 250 people there. They had another 500 people that showed up to the show. And I had only prepared to perform for 250, but it was so deep that I said, I need to go out and buy a camera. I need to go out and buy a projector, and there was no time. So that was the show where I put all of my thought into practical use. And it wasn't a great show, but it was a great learning tool that allowed me to say, okay, now what I need to do is I need to find a way to use the same coin, and rather than holding it like this, where only a few people can see it, hold it up here above my head where everyone can see it before it vanishes, you know? And that ended up being pretty much what I did. That was the starting point. Now it's to the point where I can perform with projection, small, very intimate close-up pieces for 5,000, 20,000 people. I did a halftime show for a college just a couple of months before the coronavirus hit for 20,000 people, just doing a bill switch and a trick with a ring. So there's a lot of uncharted territory that not many people are taking advantage of. And I'm hoping that as time progresses, as the coronavirus dies down and we can go back to normal, that more people take advantage not only of the Zoom platform, but also of creating intimate miracles for very large audiences.
Yeah. So for those of you who doesn't know about what we're saying, so I'm going to show you. This is Eric Jones. He's doing it for half time, if I'm mistaken. Wait. Where? Oh, oh wait. Where is it again? NBA, is it?
NCAA.
NCAA.
Yeah, college basketball.
Yeah. So this is Eric Jones. He's doing performance for like larger audience.
Does the video show on your side? It doesn't on mine.
Really?
Just a white screen on my side.
Oh, wait. Is it now?
No, it's you.
No?
It's back to you.
Okay. Wait. Oh, wait. It's just white from your end?
Right now, I'm seeing you.
Okay. So, wait. Let's do this again.
There we go.
This one. So I have to turn off the Bluetooth first. Yeah, this one.
So that means you probably don't get to see this inscription on the inside. It says TARGET. Chapter 2. That's good. Folks, what I want you to do is keep your eyes on Colin's brain. I'll move slowly so you can see this as it happens. Watch closely. Colin, would you happen to have another ring that can borrow for 50 seconds? It'll be funnier with another ring. No? Then find that and join your stage. Folks, give it up for Helen as she makes her way over. Come on. You folks will know that here, before the table, there is a gift bag. Inside of that gift bag, there's a little gift box.
I like the Louis Vuitton.
It gets their attention.
Can I have you join me whenever y'all stand right here? If you don't mind, we should take the contents. I'll be real quick. You'll notice there's a little blue tag. When I pull that tab, you'll notice inside there is a small terry cloth bag. Go ahead and lift that into the air nice and slow. You'll notice also inside there is that Italian terry. I'll take your left hand and place it here on the palm of my hand. Now, no one has touched this since I stepped on the court, but if you're listening, this is where things get interesting. Wow. Folks, attached to a chain inside of an Italian men's carry-on, which is placed inside of a terry cloth bag, which is placed inside of the box, which is placed inside of the bag is a single string.
I like that when you put it inside the Louis Vuitton case.
It's a very fun routine. They absolutely love it.
I'm going to ask you one question, and I want you to answer that question honestly as you're examining the screen. How? Is this your ring? She said yes! She said yes! Thank you so much. You are awesome. Thank you so much for allowing me.
Yep. So
She said yes!
I mean, I still amazed because I mean, for that kind of small item, and you can bring it like for the big audience.
It takes a lot of preparation, a lot of planning, a lot of careful thought.
And there's also like I mean the good side of it because it's too small. Sometimes they miss it. I mean, they have to like it or not, they have to watch the screen. If they saw it, if they see you right there, they even cannot see anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like there's an advantage also by doing that.
Well, the speed in which you work, because they could look at the screen and still miss it if you move too quickly. So
Yes.
the pacing is also really important. And understanding, you know, for a camera lens, the framework. There's a lot of cool magicians, yourself included, who really understand how to perform for a camera.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, you create such a like beautiful routine. Although we know that maybe we can do that the same thing, like you using the same props, but it's not about the tricks. It's about how the package, and it's about how you creating the process.
Yeah.
When you, I mean, it's kind of funny also when you said, is this your ring? And they said yes. And she said yes. I mean, for me it's brilliant. I mean, it's
Thank
well
you.
scripted. It's well scripted. I mean,
Thank you.
rather than just, is this your ring? Yes. You made it like more, I don't know, more like a
It's more of a
very
punctuation.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, both like the comedic way and then also the magic.
Yeah, I think when it comes to creating magic, one of the things that I've done is I take something that's come before. There's an old saying in magic that if I've seen further, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. So I've been very lucky to be able to do is take the framework that the magicians before me have created and dissect it, take out pieces and understand why each of these pieces work. Then there are moments where I'm like, well, this piece doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't belong here. I'm going to save that for later. And maybe I can find a better place for it. And then I'll find another routine. I'm like, you know what? That piece belongs there. And now that piece is perfect and this piece is perfect. And that is the case when it came to the version of the routine that you saw me do just a moment ago. I used to do first let me ask you, are there mostly magicians here or mostly regular people?
What do you mean, magician?
The audience on live, is it more magicians or more?
70% layman, 30% magician. So don't spoil everything. Yeah.
Good, right. So there's a routine in magic where you'll borrow a ring from someone, you make it vanish, and it ends up on your car keys. I used to like that until I tried it. And as you, as a magician, know, there's problems that can happen with that, with losing the ring.
Yes.
So I never wanted those issues to happen to me. So I wanted something that was more secure, more safe for me. And then I found the new method. And that new method is 100% foolproof, but it was missing something. And I found nest of boxes.
Yeah.
The nest of boxes idea fits perfectly for this, but it didn't feel perfect for another routine that I was doing. So I took that piece out and I said, I'll hold it on to something else. And I ended up pulling it in for this, and it makes the entire thing perfect. The entire trick can fit in my back pocket, but it can play for 20,000 people.
Yeah. And it's I think for magicians, it's like the kind of like stepping up the game for the props itself.
Yeah, I agree. It really does. It takes it from being something that was intended to do for 10 or 12 people and put it on a big stage.
Yes.
It's a great thing. So let me ask you, what happened to the guy who stole your routine? Because I saw that he blocked you on Instagram.
Yeah. So I don't know. Before I text him, I gave like a direct message to him, and then I say I didn't remember that I gave permission to someone to do my act, and then suddenly he blocked me. I also post on his comment also in the picture, and then suddenly blocked me. I was just like asking politely. I mean, if you want it, you can buy the license from me, because you already built the props. I can give you a solution rather just stealing it. I give solutions. Right. And then suddenly he blocked me, and so I just thought that, okay, maybe he doesn't have like good intention for my goodwill.
Right.
So okay, and then I just posted on my social media, and gave him like, in Indonesia we call it like social media punishment.
Okay.
In my country we call it social media punishment. So I posted and then say, this guy's stealing my act, so I'm so sad, blah 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 blah, and then all the Indonesian goes to his Instagram and then like spam him with the comments, everything.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
is there something else that can be done? Like, are you able to sue, or?
so basically, I talked this to my lawyer. It can be done, but then again, in this time, it will. I mean, it's gonna be like cost me a lot, because different country, and then we have to talk between lawyer and everything. So I talked to my lawyer and then asked him to just like send direct message to the shows. I mean, because the show itself is like maybe like The Illusionist, but I didn't know the name. I forgot the name. So these guys perform for these shows. So my management and my lawyer contact the shows saying that he's still Demian's act. If you still hired him, maybe we can. I can give you a letter
Right.
about
Cease and
like,
desist.
yeah,
Yeah.
some kind of like. And then I don't know, until today they doesn't reply, but at least we already sent him a notice.
You've tried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. But if you want us to make a trip, we can.
Hey, it remind me of something. Did you remember that when the last time you came in Indonesia, that you almost punched a guy? Did you remember?
No, I did. Had I been drinking?
No, not face to face, because after the death drop, the accident, and then he direct message you and say that I didn't perform well, and then
Yes. Oh my gosh, he was a jerk. Why are people like that?
So the thing why I'm asking this, because this guy, it turns out he's making a YouTube and he reveals some secret. What do you think about that?
Man, so I'm not a huge fan of anyone who reveals a magic secret without going through the proper channels. I feel like if you're going to reveal a magic secret, there has to be an agreement between you and the person that you're sharing it with, that they're doing it in exchange for compensation or trade, and you have to make them an honorary magician. They can't expose it to anyone else. They have to practice it, blah, 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 blah. But to just expose secrets of magic for your own personal gain without any thought about the artistry and the passion that the magicians who created this magic have put into it, you're the worst of the worst kind of person. So let's send the Indonesian people to go spam his comments. Or
yeah, so because lately it's kind of like an issues, because some of magicians, well, to be honest, it doesn't bother me because I did a big illusions, and also didn't bother the magician that's been performing on TV shows. But it does bothers for magicians that's still doing that kind of thing, because the thing that he revealed, and then, well, he telling to his fans that this is for masterclass teaching tricks, but he's doing it on YouTube. It's well, I don't know, maybe I don't know if he I don't think he has his brain in its place, because he's teaching magic professionally. I mean, like masterclass, but he's doing it on public, and he revealed a tantric. Can you imagine?
Well, here's what I will say, because we had the masked magician, and he revealed things like a thumb tip on that. A lot of the methods that they use on these exposure shows are old. So my thought process is it could be good for magic, because it could convince you to not use those old methods, but help create new methods to foster creativity in yourself, and to go out and learn something new. So let them have the old stuff, learn something new. I think it's a shame that, like I said, you have to be a really low individual to expose magic that belongs to someone else without their permission. But, it could elevate the art of magic altogether, which, could be good. I think, like every 100, 200 years, we have a plague, which wipes half the people out to make room for everyone else. We'll sign him up.
Yeah, maybe I just like send message or email Thanos. Hey, put this guy on your list.
There you go. There you go. Hold on. It's in another room. I've got my Thanos glove.
Yeah. So because I still remember that time when you're in Jakarta, in Indonesia, you said, correct me if I'm wrong, because I told this to one of my friends here, and he's watching us live now. His name is Bo Vernon. I think you met him maybe.
Yeah. I follow him on Instagram too.
Yeah. So and I told him the story about you. You said that, well, if I knew Jakarta, I knew the map Jakarta, the street, I will come to him. I will punch him right in the face. I don't care if I go to jail, because I'm 100% you will bail me. You will let me out from it. Is it correct?
Yep, that's right. 100%.
See, Bo, I'm not making up. It's a true story. I'm not making up. Because you are like so pissed to him.
I was very upset the day. At one of the most difficult positions, not only for you, but for the entire crew.
Yes.
And for someone to say something like that, it was very insensitive. They have no humanity. They have none.
Yeah.
So if he had been in front of me, I would have gone to jail. You bail me out, but exactly. That's it.
Okay, so yes, now you guys know. So it's a true story, and now the story goes to public, because before I was just telling to Bo Vernon, and now it goes to public. So guys, oh yeah, Bo said, haha, great man, you count me in if you want to do that again. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you who's watching this, Eric John will give is it 5 giveaway?
Yes, 5 altogether.
5 giveaways. 5 of these. Is this the correct note or this one? Nope.
Yes, that's the right one. Yes.
So Eric will give you this if you can just give a question, like the best question. I will choose, and maybe Eric will choose it for you, choose it for me, and then the best of the best from the 5 will get your shirt. Is it?
Yes. So I will offer a shirt to whoever gives the best question of the night, but I don't want there to just be one winner. So we have 5 sets of lecture notes that I'll offer out to whoever gives the top 5 questions of our time together today.
Yeah, so this is going to be for 5 persons, and then the best one will get the Sorcerer Supreme t-shirt. So start your question, guys. Okay. Wow. So after, in this Corona time, before I think you already have plan about this year. And then suddenly...
A lot of plans, yeah.
A lot of plan, and then shows, tour. May I know what kind of shows that already canceled because of Corona?
I am supposed to be in Italy next week. No, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. At the end of the month, I'm supposed to be in Italy for the Masters of Magic convention. That would have been great. Last month was a huge month. April was a $20,000 month. I was supposed to do a corporate gig in Hawaii. I had another one in San Francisco. I had a bunch of really big shows planned. And I only got one of them in the middle of March, 2 days before the world shut down. I got to perform in Las Vegas. I think it was at the Bellagio, at their convention center, for 6,000 event planners.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were all there to get me work, me and a few other people. There was a magic showcase. And I was expecting phone calls from people saying, yeah, we've got all these events ready to go. We want to use your talent. Dead.
That's
dead. And that was supposed to fill my calendar for the year. The only thing that I have left, other than the Zoom shows that I've booked and the StreamYard shows that I've booked, a few magic lessons. I'm offering magic lessons to people. And hopefully, starting in September, I have a contract with Disney for their cruise ships to perform every other week from September until March. But the cruise ships are really hard hit. So there's a chance that I may not be doing cruise ships at all. So I have to find a way to pivot and find another way to earn income between now and then. So,
yeah.
But yeah, everyone's been heavily affected by the pandemic.
Yeah, now it's like how to survive.
Exactly.
Because I know that you are very like 100% your income is from your magic.
Yeah.
So
you know, I had a conversation with a multimillionaire who lives here in the city of Philadelphia, who got mad at me, really mad at me. He and I had a conversation back in December, back when everything was perfect. December was the busiest month of my life, of 2019. And he calls me and he says, Eric, I want to tell you something that I think you should pay attention to. He says, I think the magic is fun. It's cool. It's a great hobby. But what you should do is you should invest in either real estate or find what he considers to be a recession-proof business. Something that even in a pandemic, people need, like to have their taxes prepared or, you know, something like that. And he's the owner of one of the largest tax preparation companies in America. So he's coming from a very unique position. And I didn't take his advice for two reasons. A, I'm not a millionaire. I have money saved, and that's what I'm living on now. But I didn't have the kind of money that I could use to invest in real estate. I can't buy a house right now. And I couldn't think of anything that I would want to do for the rest of my life that would be considered a recession-proof business. I don't want to do lawn care. I don't want to own a tax company. I don't know anything about taxes. I pay somebody to do mine. So I didn't take his advice. And he says, you're going to regret it one day. Here we are. So it has forced me to start thinking about things that I could do that will allow me to still earn income, even if the world crumbles around me. But at the same time, I see a bright future for entertainment in general, specifically for magicians, comedians. I see there being a bright future. All we have to do is adjust, just a small pivot. But one of the pieces of advice that I've been given, because I've done a few of these interviews, the one piece of advice that I always offer to, especially my magician friends, but everyone on the planet should take this advice. Diversify your friend list. You don't want a bunch of people in your circle who all do the exact same thing. Like, we can't all just be magicians. We all have to, bring something to the table. And the reason I say this is because there's another saying that your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. And that means that if we can collaborate together, we can create something new. Like you and I were talking about the idea that I had about a streaming platform. You know, you bring your friends in who do different things, and you guys can collaborate and create something bigger than the sum of the individual parts. You know, it's a great thing. I had a conversation with a musician today, and we're trying to put together a benefit show to help buy PPE for low income neighborhoods. So they can't afford masks. So we want to see if we can get some masks out to them and put a small benefit show together with a magician, a juggler, a singer, a break dancer, and we do it on Zoom and take the money and give it to whatever city council so that they can use it to buy, or we buy the PPE and distribute it ourselves. So things like that. You can create things that are bigger than yourself by having a diverse friend list.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree because, well, if we have like a tons of magician and then surrounding us, sometimes, like you said before, if we want to do something, because we are a magician, sometimes we already stuck with in the mindset of magician because we don't have like the outsider think.
Exactly.
So, and then sometimes I like most of my friends are from event organizer, clients, and also agents. So sometimes when we just have a talk, suddenly, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? And then suddenly it became something.
Right.
And when it comes to only magicians, sometimes when we talk, we only talk magic, perform, and perform. But then again, when we already have that kind of like talk about magic, perform, but how we can get that kind of stage, or how can we do the perform if we don't have an event?
Yeah. So you got to create your own. That's the big thing. It's finding a way to bring the people to you. Yeah.
So that means, is it important for you to have a friends and also probably like learning or like come to another performance, like non-magic performance, just to have something new to prove, to improve yourself, rather than just like only like read books and then like magic shows, read magic books, read shows. Is it important?
I feel like it's very important. I think in order to be successful at whatever you do, you have to bring who you are to that profession or to that art form. As a magician, I take things that I enjoy about life and I add them into my magic performance. Like I love my collectibles. You know, we both love fashion.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars. I love Disney. I love Marvel. And I found ways to take what I love about the world and bring it to you, because what I'm interested in hopefully will interest you, because the old saying is, if they like you, they'll like what you do. But as far as inspiration, not only do I get inspiration from things like that, but I also get inspiration from watching Netflix. You know, Tiger King, that's a man who can make a way out of no way. It's inspirational. Even if you don't like him, even if you don't like how he treated animals, the fact that he was able to create an empire from animals is inspirational. Comedy, you know, I watch stand-up comedy. Jerry Seinfeld. Last night I watched Jerry Seinfeld entertain, and I looked at not his performance, but his timing, how he engaged with an audience, and how he has the cadence to know when to deliver the punchline that causes everyone to laugh, but also the production value. I'm watching him on a stage and I'm like, okay, I can use that when I go to perform on a show. I can remember what kind of lighting he used so that I can encourage, you know, my people to set that kind of lighting up. I can have transitions that look better like that, rather than just having a single spotlight.
Yeah.
So production value, I can also learn from watching other performers in a live situation or like on Netflix. It's a great question.
Yeah. So for me, because for me, it's also much more important, and hopefully it can inspire magician here who's watching our live. So now we go to the question. I saw that there's a good question before. Wait.
All the questions are good questions. All of them are good questions.
Yeah, good question. But I think there's like one that catch me. Oh yes, this question to Eric from mysterious something. So I have to like take a picture of for this because I might forget.
Okay.
So question to Eric: is there any step to create original good routine in coin magic?
In all magic, yes. I'll give you an exercise that you can use that will help foster creativity. Look in your library. If you're a magician, I'm assuming you have a library with books. Take a book out that you've either never read before or that you haven't read in a very long time. Choose a piece of magic and don't read how to do it. Only read what the audience sees, the description of that piece of magic, and then close the book. And then with your current knowledge of magic, try to figure out a way to do that piece of magic. You might find something that's exactly like what's written in the book. You might come up with something that's completely different. Only once you have a real working method, then open the book. Take a look at what the author wrote and then compare your answer to theirs and see where they weigh. Sometimes the authors may be better. Sometimes yours could be better. Sometimes you can combine them and come up with something brand new. And that's a great way to create new magic.
And how about to create the routine? And he said like original good routine.
Well, as far as a good routine, the only way to know it's good is to perform it, to go out, get caught, figure out why certain things don't work, find out why other things do work. And then that process takes a long time, years, sometimes a lifetime.
Yes.
So there's no shortcut to greatness.
So may I know your creative process? I mean, the first thing is it you came up with an idea that you write from scratch, or suddenly you got like, hey, I saw this, maybe I can apply it to coins, or I don't know which one come first when it comes to new ideas.
The creative process is subjective. You might look at it differently than I do. And I can look at the same idea from 3 or 4 different angles. There may be a time where I may just have a deck of cards in my hands, and while I'm playing around, the cards move in a different way. I might play around with it and see if I can recreate that moment, and then say, oh, well, what can I do with that? And then a routine will form around that. That's not a bad way to create, but it's not necessarily a good way. Because you're creating, that's like saying, I want to create an app before there was an iPhone. You know, that's kind of backwards. Whereas I think a better way is to create an idea. And the best way to create these ideas is to listen to your audience when you're performing. You know, like what if you do a trick where a coin flies from hand to hand, and then they say, well, can you get that coin to go in my pocket?
And you put
that's a cool idea.
Maybe
exactly.
one day,
One day I'll write the idea down, and then maybe I can find a way to make this coin vanish and it's in your pocket. So I think that's a much better way. So always listening to your audience as you perform, they'll give you gold. And all you have to do is you have to locate you. They've given you the location. All you have to do is chip away until you find it. That's a great question.
Okay. So see, good question. And this is another question. To Eric, do you like dangerous magic action and try to perform with that? Maybe next time they drop.
I am a fan of you doing dangerous magic, and I'm a fan of watching you do it. But so I'll tell you a funny story. There's a routine where you have these, they're like handcuffs, but they're for your thumbs.
Yes.
And there's a funny way that you can get out of them that your audience doesn't know about. I didn't know that. I thought that you put them on and you actually have to get out of them with a key.
Yeah.
I'm performing in a live show. I'd never tried it before, but a live show, 25 people. And I've got my hands with a handkerchief over, and I'm trying to get out of them. and the key drops. Everyone's laughing at me. And I'm trying to pick the key up because I'm like, I've got to get out of here. The handkerchief falls. My thumbs are purple. They're the same color as your background. And I'm like, someone get me out of these things. And everyone's laughing at me. The thing goes on for like 4 minutes straight. And it gets to the point where it's not funny anymore because they're looking and they're like, his thumbs are going to fall off. And someone comes over and gets him. That's as close to dangerous as I'm going to get. That's as close. I'm never going to get closer than that.
I mean, is it really happen on stage? Seriously?
One more. I was a single guy. I was younger, and I was performing in a restaurant. And there were a group of tables that had a bunch of beautiful women. There were a couple of guys, but a bunch of beautiful women. And I walk over to one girl, and I start doing magic for her. And she starts flirting with me a little bit. And I'm like, okay. So I'm doing magic for her. And I give her my business card. As I give her my business card, a big guy, like 6'3", 6'4", grabs me by my wrist, takes the card, and was like, you talking to my woman? And that is as dangerous as I ever want to get. That's as dangerous as I want to get.
And I think that is the hardest escape after the thumb. Because after that you have like you have to lockpick the hand.
Exactly.
Oh.
So I will say that I remember while I was in Indonesia, you guys showed me how to escape from a regular pair of handcuffs.
Yes, yeah.
I've done it twice. I've done it twice. I was at a magic convention and a guy had a pair of handcuffs and I had my hands behind me and I was able to get one out twice. So now if I ever get in trouble with the police.
Yeah. So please. So please don't say that you learned it from me.
No.
How you that? It's Demian from Indonesia, you know? Okay, now for next question. Eric Jones, do you have any plan to try full and Penn and Teller again?
Yes, I have been asked actually just a month ago if I would be willing to perform a piece of magic on a quarantine special that they are doing right now. So I've got a couple of pieces of magic that I'd like to do on camera for them, and hopefully they find it good enough that they'll include it in the special. But to go on Penn and Teller to fool them again, no. This is the only one I need.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a show off or I don't know.
Yeah, just this is a show off.
Yeah, I mean like you just showing it to the camera. Is it show off for me or I don't know?
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, you know, I'm not that kind of guy.
I know. I'm just like trying to make fun of you. Yeah. So last time before I had a plan to interview you, and then I got invited into a conference room, Zoom conference, with all of magicians that specified themselves as a coin guy, and then they say that the community said in bahasa anak logam, it means like metal logam. How is it logam? Logam is like it's a I don't know, the material that made for coin.
Silver.
Yeah, well, not silver. I don't know the English for it's steel. It's like steel.
Oh, steel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's kind of funny if I translate to English. It's like the steel kids, like
Okay.
like they like
That's cool.
they I don't know. The community said anak logam. It means like steel kids. So. And I say, what if I interview Eric Jones? And I say like, wow, yes, we want to, and then say, okay, you have any question that you want me to ask to Eric? And some of them say that how to create a routine, because they already learned like tricks, slate, gimmicks, and how you combine that into a beautiful routine.
Honestly, there's no specific algorithm. There's no specific framework that you can create. It's all subjective. It depends on who you are as an artist, and it depends on your personal preferences when it comes to sleight of hand with coin magic. I think there should always be a very defined beginning, middle, and ending that has to happen regardless. But start asking what ifs. What if this trick that I've been doing with cards can now be done with coins? Because I've said it, my friend Curtis Cam has said it so many times, that every visual trick that you can do with cards will look better as a coin magic trick. Think about it. You have an ambitious card where the card rises to the top. It looks better if you have 4 silver coins and a copper coin and the coin visibly rises to the top from a stack. It looks way better. Producing cards out of the air, that's Miser's dream. It looks way better with coins. There's so many different plots. Coins across, cards across, coins across looks better. Every plot that you can think of. Even let's say any card at any number. I think that will be better as like exact change. Where you pull out an exact number of coins from your pocket. It's a coincidence, but I think the coins feel more organic than the cards. So start by saying, what if? What if you could take a plot that already exists in Magic and convert it into a plot with coins? Like nobody's ever done sponge balls with coins. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, just try to ask, like, keep asking you why, what if. Yeah, SpongeBob. Oh,
which incidentally, what if? That's the name of the new Marvel series, where they start asking, what if? What if Doctor Strange hadn't given the Soul Stone? I mean, the Time Stone. What if, Logan hadn't died? What if, you combine, 2 things? So it's a great question, and it's going to be proven a lot within the Marvel universe.
Is it the right words if I say maybe they have to stop learning and start making something? Because sometimes
never stop learning.
No, I mean stop. Sorry, correct me. It's like you have to stop trying to see and then start making. Because when you keep like seeing lecture and everything, and then you forget that you have to create for your own.
Here's the problem. The problem that I see with a lot, especially younger people who are really tenacious, they're really passionate about magic, is they don't allow the process to happen. They want to go out and they want to make a name for themselves. They want to create something original, something good, something that will fool everybody, something that can make them famous. When they forget that you have to go to school to be a doctor. You have to go to school to be a lawyer. You have to trust that process. You have to understand what's going on now. No one gets to practice medicine while they're a first-year medical student. It doesn't happen. You have to understand everything about what you want to create before you can just go out and create. There are so few people. I think Slidini is probably the only magician that I've ever heard of who started with nothing and created an entire system of magic that he could use to fool the world. But that's because he was not influenced by any other magician. He had an idea in his head of what he thought magic should look like, and he created that from nothing. But there's only one Slidini ever. Everyone else, us humans, we have to study. Harry Potter, he practiced a little magic, but he had to go to Hogwarts.
Yes.
So when I said to you, never stop learning, I mean to say that as you develop a personality, as you develop a skill set, as you develop a repertoire, it will continue, that arsenal will continue to grow as you learn. That way, when you are finally ready to start creating, you have a large range of skill sets that you can pull from to create that new thing. So rather than worrying or focusing on being original, focus on being good.
Okay.
That's my thought. And I think people will know, because creativity is like necessity, and necessity is the mother of invention. So when you need to be creative, if you've been a good student, then you are more likely to find something that you need, because you've done the work, you've done the preparation. Like the only time I'm ever nervous is when I'm not prepared. When I feel like I'm outside of my element and I don't have all the tools that I need. That's the only time I'm ever nervous. And I feel like it could be the same thing with creativity. If you feel like you aren't hitting goals, if you're not creative, it may be because you don't have all the skills you need. You need to learn more. That's a great question.
Yeah, because sometimes when I saw some of magicians, just like you said before, they want to show organic, never been done before, but yes, I totally agree. They forgot the process, because for me itself, to be in this position, it took me like 23 years. And then maybe for the last like 10 years, that is the time when I got all the ideas, like the crazy idea, the original ideas. But back then, when I first started the magic, I have no idea about creating original. I have no idea. Maybe at that moment, that is maybe the time when I not copy it, but I get inspired. I show lecture and I do like 100% completely the same routine, the same movement, the same thing. Everything is the same as the lecturer DVDs.
Yeah.
And then there's a process after my, like I said, I think it's in 2002. I started to like, this is not really suits with my character, suits me. So I just like, maybe I'm adding this, I'm adding that, and it becomes like what people said is original.
Yeah, that's the process.
So that means
that is part of it.
So maybe I'm gonna make this right. Not stop learning, but you keep learning, but you have to spend time also looking at yourself. Is this?
I agree.
Is this like the right things? Like in magic, is this the thing that you want? Just doing other people tricks, or you want to have like your own?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. So because hopefully for magician out there who's learning and then just start magic like maybe one or 2 years, you have to enjoy the process. So that means you cannot speed up the process, right?
You know, I understand. You know, you're a huge celebrity, and people want to be like you. You know, people sometimes want to be like me. And what they see is the final result. Yes. They see where we are now and want to be like that without thinking about, it took us 23 years, 20 years to have this much success.
Yes.
So I have friends and I have people who are always trying to learn magic from me. And I tell them all the time, trust the process.
So I have a philosophy in this kind of topic about the process. Success, it's like having a kid. They don't see the process.
Yeah.
The make love and everything, and then how long it took them until the wife get pregnant, all they see is just like, hey, you already have a son, or hey, you already have like daughter, but they
Right,
don't know
exactly.
the process.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's great advice. Great advice. And great question.
Okay. So, and it comes to Tommy Lee. He said, Eric Jones, I have one question with your analysis. Why the art of magic in your country is easily accepted? Because I saw in Indonesia, it's hard to be accepted. Probably I'm going to make like more clear, because in here in Indonesia, when we do the thing like similar like you do, like coins or cards, they just can easily say that it's a trick. I know it, your sleeve and everything. Just heckler. Like most of them like heckler. And then when we post it on Instagram, they didn't really enjoying it. Sometimes they just like write comment, hey, I saw something suspicious here, there, and blah 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 blah. So, and he asked, so why in your country is more accepted rather than in our country?
I can only assume that it's cultural. I know that I remember the first time that I performed magic in China. I was in either Beijing or Shanghai, and I'm performing. I make a coin vanish, and they grab my arm, and they're looking in my sleeve. Then they're looking in my pocket. I'm like, hey, back up. Culturally, they're close to, used to being close to each other. They're used to saying exactly what's on their mind, which is a great thing, especially for a more communist country. But they have certain freedoms that to say what's on their mind, so that if they are feeling something, they can just outright say it. And if that feeling includes violating your personal space, they didn't see the problem with it. I think it's twofold. One, there's an atmosphere of challenge to magic naturally. That's why I've never liked the word fool. I don't want to fool you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be adversarial. I don't want it to be, I'm the winner, you're the loser.
Yes.
I
Because
never like
it's
that.
already make a barrier between you and your audience.
Exactly. So wherever I can, once I understand that the people that are about to see this magic may find it to be me as an adversary, I immediately stop the magic and create a relationship. That hasn't happened as often in some other countries. Lu Chen in China, he creates a lot of those. He creates relationships that turn into ways that he can convey magic, if that makes sense. I think the challenge aspect is the biggest part. They see magic as a challenge, and they want to say, I'm not going to lose. You're not smarter than me.
Yeah.
Let's fight. So I think that's one part of it. I think the other part is that, you guys in Indonesia have entertainment. We've got it here. I don't know whether or not you all see more magic than we do. We see it on television all the time. And it creates a situation where we don't believe it's real until we see it. We have a state here of a city called St. Louis, and it's in the show me state. We want to, you have to, if you want, you have to prove yourself. So when people see magic live that have only seen it on television, it changes their world. Their synapses go off in such a way that they, I think of magic like this. What magic is seeing something that you can't describe and going through your mental Rolodex, trying to find out what you can compare what you just saw to the memories that you have. And when you find out that you can't, you throw it away and say, oh my God, that's amazing. Because we only see it on television, we assume that it's not real. But when you see it live, you throw that mental Rolodex away. And I've had people cry. I've had people, scream and leave the room. Then I've had people with their jaw dropped in silence for or 2 minutes at a time. And I see that in Indonesia, it's growing. I think it's constantly growing. But I remember having a conversation where people were more adversarial. So I think as you and a few other magicians continue to educate your public about magic, how it's not sorcery, it's not the devil, you know, about how it's just entertainment where we're using our mind, we're using our hands, we're using technology to create something that you've never seen before for your entertainment, then I think it'll continue to grow as an art form. In America, it's been an art form because we brought it from England. Mm-hmm. So it's been in our culture for years, hundreds of years. But for other places that haven't had it as long, it's still something that needs to be developed.
Then again, like what you said before, process.
The process, exactly. Great question.
Yeah. So me and my friends, my best friend, so now we're supposed to be doing this like this year. So we want to have like, make the magic more mainstream in Indonesia.
Okay.
Because when they saw Demian, when they saw Rihanna, when they saw my friend Bo Vernon and Oge, they just saw it on live television. And for these millennials nowadays, like the kids nowadays, the millennials, I think they never saw magic directly, face to face. And then this year we're supposed to plan have shows and perform in front of the millennials, the nowadays kids, and hoping that because I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, for us the what do you call it, the destiny, not the fate, like the future of magic industry in Indonesia, it depends on them. Because if we don't attract them, if we don't good enough for them, maybe they say like, magic's it's not that good, so we just like go focus on music or any other kind of art. So we want to do that. And then because for us, I think we should try to start from the beginning, although me already become like Demian, and then Rihanna already become Rihanna. But maybe it's time for us to go like a little bit toned down and try to grab them and say, hey, our magic now is developing. Now our magic is cool, quote unquote, is cool. So what do you think about it? I mean, is it a good solution maybe for the kind of process?
It's the only solution. You know, the way you draw people to you is by coming down to their level, showing that you can look them eye to eye and be accessible, and then bring them up. You know, we see it in all of time. You know, Jesus, you know, would go to the people, go to their level, and, you know, encourage them in a way that they could understand. With millennials, you have to take their culture, the things that they are passionate about, and you have to incorporate that into magic. You know, like the fashion, you know, we love it, but, you know, that is a millennial thing. You know, the technology, you know, we love it, but it's a millennial thing. So take those things that they find cool, that they find interesting about themselves, and use that as a tool to get them into magic. That's the only way. Because if you send them a magician in a white tuxedo with a black top hat, it's over. It's over.
Okay, wait. I'm writing this because it's good. It's good. Use millennial tools for your magic. Maybe for my Instagram I will use like, well, maybe this is a different kind of story, but maybe for millennials, and I have to try to find what's their interest right now or what's happening right now, and then use it as my tools, quote unquote,
TikTok
in magic.
TikTok.
Oh man, please don't say TikTok. Did you? I
hate
know,
it
I
too.
know.
I close mine. But TikTok is what's hot right now.
Yes,
And it's going to be
I
hot
know.
through the summer at least. Yeah.
Yeah, but before TikTok is not really good in Indonesia because before it's not the trend. I mean, well, it's kind of hard saying this in in live show, but
Okay. I understand.
but before it's already trend before it become trend worldwide. In Indonesia, it's already
Okay.
trend, but
So it's already over in Indonesia.
yeah, for like, but only for like in your country maybe for like the redhead.
For a redhead?
No, I don't know. I say it. Never mind.
Okay.
Because for us back then it's too cheesy dancing and
Same. Yeah, I hate it.
yeah,
I hate it. I hate
yeah,
it.
and then
But the
and then
millennials and the kids, they
yeah.
love it.
But then again, before, like for most of Indonesian, they hate it because it's too cheesy. But as the time passed by, when the America did the TikTok and all of country do TikTok, and now everyone's doing TikTok, even those some of my friends who hate it before, now they're doing TikTok, and I was like, well, I think that's the only thing that I'm not going to do TikTok.
Good for you. High five, bro. High
High
five.
five.
I'm not doing that shit either. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so now we go to question. So to Eric, I love your work on metal series. How did you came up with this idea at the first place?
Oh, the truth. First, great question. Thank you so much for the question. The truth of the matter is, I didn't come up with the idea. I was working with Brad Christian, the owner of a company called Illusionist.
Yes.
And they came to me and they said, you know what? There's a series of DVDs that we sell that give you a full course in how to do card magic, but we've never done anything for coin magic. We look to you as, you know, one of the new generation of experts in coin magic. Would you be willing to create a single DVD that shows people the basics of how to get into coin magic? And that was the original metal. We filmed it in Austin, Texas. That DVD became one of their biggest selling DVDs for that year.
Wow.
And they came to me 6 months later and says, do you have any more coin magic that we can do? And I was like, yeah. So we ended up taking some more sleight of hand, no gimmicks, just sleight of hand, and put that on metal 2. And then they came up to me and was like, do you have any more coin magic we can do? And then we did metal 3. And then there's like, do you have any more coin magic we could do? So we've done 4 metal series at this moment. And I think that's going to be the end of it. But it ends up being an amazing product in its entirety. A person can go from not knowing anything about magic to having the amount of knowledge that an expert has. Because not only do I teach you the magic, but I also teach you history, so that you know what came before, you know who created this, you know who inspired me to create my versions, so that you not only understand the way I think, but you get some insight into how other magicians who came before me think, which is very important to the entire process. Great question.
Okay. Thank you, Valdi Setiawan. So question to Diaman and Eric. What? My question to Damon and Eric, how you can make magic is look real in other people when you show them, and then you can vanish the coin or card. I
get his question. I understand.
Okay.
How to make magic real.
Yeah.
The answer to that question is that magic is a visual art form, but it's also psychological. Magic doesn't happen with your eyes, it happens in your mind. So what you have to do as an artist is you have to create moments where you're not just fooling the eyes, you're fooling the soul. So it's a situation. I always say, when I'll just do some bad sleight of hand, but when I take a coin and I place it into the hand, what ends up happening is I have an internal dialogue. I'm looking at the coin. I'm now imagining that the coin is becoming invisible while I'm looking at it. So that when I actually show you the evidence of it, then you can see that it's invisible. If I ever wanted to come back, I have to think about it. And then I can get the evidence to be shown. So that is a combination of the technique, the sleight of hand that goes into it, but I have to use my body language. I have to use pantomime. I have to use everything that you know about the world against you so that it fools your brain into thinking that there's a coin there when there isn't, and that there isn't a coin there when there is.
Yes.
And that's what magic is. And that's how you make it real.
I think I saw this quote from a book, Tommy Wonder.
Tommy Wonder, okay.
Yeah, you have to believe in yourself before you make someone else believe.
I agree.
So you have he's teaching that in the book. It said that when you want to make coin vanish, you have to visualize in your mind what the coin will be like in the hand. Is it like vanish, become like particle, or it just like poof, vanish? I mean, you have to imagine it, because when it comes to particle, like dust, you can do like this, and then you can imagine it's like it's slowly pouring down from your hands, and like, right, it's all in the mind. So when you already believe it, then they will believe it.
Exactly.
Because belief, for me, my point of view is, if we ourselves is believing it, it contagious. It also make them believe it also.
I agree. 100%. Great question.
Yeah. Okay. Great question.
I'm going to grab some more water while you read the next question. I can still hear you.
Oke. Tadi udah beberapa pertanyaan ya, sudah gue catat, dan nanti akan dipilih sama Eric Jones 5 orang, dan yang paling terbaik akan mendapatkan kaos tadi, kaos yang dipakai sama Eric. Itu kaosnya dia sendiri, Sorcerer Supreme. Yang selebihnya nanti akan mendapatkan 5-nya akan mendapatkan buku ini. Kalau anak-anak I hate, tenang aja ya, nanti semua dapat dari gue. Okay, now my question is, this is my question.
Okay.
So, I don't know, have we ever talked about this before, but I want to know, what is magic for you?
Magic is a feeling. Magic is a manifestation of a new and impossible moment. Magic can be a sound. Magic can be a smell. Magic can be a thought. Magic is inspiration. Magic is love. And finding a way to take all of the emotions, all of the visuals, all of the psychological things, and find ways to manifest them in ways that we can understand. The first time that a person sees a sunrise or a rainbow, that's magic. I always tell a story about my son Cameron. I remember when we were young, or when he was young and I was younger, went to a shopping mall. He'd never been to a shopping mall, and he'd also never been in an elevator. So we're hanging out, we're looking at all the stuff, doing the shopping, and we approach this box. And I say, son, push that button. He looks at me and he goes and pushes the button. These doors open, and he stands behind me and he grabs my leg. We walk into the box, we close it. I say, son, push that button. I pick him up. He pushes the button. The room starts to move. He grabs my leg even tighter. When the room stops, the doors open, he peeks from behind my leg and he sees that we're in a whole new world. That was magic. Now, as it relates to the topic at hand, sleight of hand, magic with coins, magic with cards, magicians focus so much on the moment of astonishment that we forget that there's a huge gambit of human emotion. There's sadness, there's frustration, there's joy. There's so many things that we can use to evoke emotion from our audiences through our magic other than just wow. And one of the things that I like to challenge people to do is see in your show how many ways you can get that ebb and flow of emotion, where they're excited, then they're scared, then they're sad, then they're back to being astonished. I think the better magician you are, the better roller coaster you can create for your audience. But again, magic, it's the human experience.
Yes.
In a new way.
That is
hope
why.
That makes sense. Great question.
Yeah. That is why my quotes in my name card and also my trucks, my illusion trucks, is when illusions become reality. And for magician, I always said that, do you know the meaning of that? It's not about the tricks, it's about the experience. Because
I agree.
When they say something that is impossible, illusions, and it's become reality, sometimes it affected their life, their experience, then everything, because they didn't know that it's happening before. They cannot that it could happen to them instantly. I mean, by seeing it live, it's like, wow. Illusions, it means for everything. When I do like a theatrical, like emotion, like more touchy illusions, scared, like wow, like everything, like illusion. It's only an illusion. Sometimes when for us that maybe like not for us, like some people that have like not good jokes for themselves. Sometimes when they saw like so hilarious comedian, we don't then have like sense of humor. It's like, I mean,
right,
so
exactly.
that means funny, astonished, scared. For me, it's just an illusion because it's different kind of people, different perspective. It's illusion.
I agree. That's great. That's great. That's a great perspective.
Okay, now we go to the comment section again, and then this is I think I don't know if you want to share this or not, but he said that, can you please share some of your favorite magic books? Favorite magic books.
I'll share a couple of my favorite magic books that have nothing to do with magic.
Oh, interesting.
There are a couple of books that I have used to draw inspiration from. One of my favorites is this big guy. It's by an artist called Patrick Rothfuss, and the name of the book is called The Name of the Wind. I won't tell you what the book is about, other than to tell you it's an amazing journey for people who like Tolkien, like the Lord of the Rings, or if they love J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter series, they're absolutely going to love it. He has 2 books out, and he's working on a 3rd book as we speak. And the trilogy is going to be movies in another few years. So if you don't want to read the book, you'll be able to see the movies sooner than later. You know what? I will give you a book that's by a magician. You can buy this book just about anywhere. It's called Maximum Entertainment 2.0 by my friend Ken Weber. It's a combination of the classic book and all of the new information that he's updated to make life easy for magicians. It gives you director's notes. It shows you how to structure a show, how to create a character. A lot of the things that we've been discussing have also been discussed in a different way in this book.
That is the latest one. The latest one? The newest one, is it?
Yes, it's the brand new one. It's brand new. Then another book. So I think that having a strong character is important to both be a businessman, to be a parent, to being a member of society. And I found a lot of magic through this book. It's a children's book called Aesop's Fables. I grew up in a household where my one parent was Christian, my other parent was Muslim. So we had to decide how we were going to learn morality if we weren't going to just read from the Quran or if we weren't going to just read from the Bible. This book was the middle ground, because all of the lessons that are taught about morality in both the Quran and the Holy Bible are here in a way that a child can understand them. Oh. There's a lot of magic in this book.
That's,
so
I mean,
again, it's called Aesop's Fables.
The magic is in the real life. That's
exactly.
the real magic.
Exactly. So yeah, those are some of my favorites.
Okay. So, and then question. How many coin magic tricks that you learn?
Oh, geez. I probably know the method, how to do hundreds, but the ones that I perform are probably less than 50. Now, if you give me 2 or 3 hours practice and I had to go back and read a book really quick and figure out how to do it, I could do it. But I always feel like the amateur wants to learn 1,000 pieces of magic, but never master any. Yes. And a person who's more of a professional, they've mastered a few, even though they know 1,000. So I think it's better to be good at just a few things that you can find resonate well with you, that work really well for an audience, that allow you to express yourself the way you want to, than how to do 10,000 pieces of magic.
So there you go, your answer. And then, who inspired you most in magic?
I've never been inspired by only one person. You know, every person that you meet in life has a lesson to teach you if you're willing to listen, and a story to tell. So my journey from where I began 20 years ago to today is a culmination of every person that I've ever met and the inspiration that they've given me through their stories and through the lessons that they have to offer. But there have been a few people that have stood out along the way. The 4 people that taught me magic every Saturday in Richmond, Virginia at a magic shop, they are Hun Wu, Bud Smith, John Hedgecoff, and Woody Landers. They each taught me a different lesson every Saturday for years. I would go into the magic shop, I would perform behind the counter, and afterwards we would all go to dinner. And from 8 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning, they would all teach me something different. One guy taught me about theory. He called it the ABCs of magic: assumption, belief, conviction. There's another guy who was a Slidini student, and he taught me all about misdirection, how to do paper balls over the head, how to do coins at the table, all of those things. Then there was a guy, the owner of the magic shop, who showed me how to connect with people, how not to make it about the tricks, how to make it personal for the person that I'm performing for, how to take what they do for a living and add it to whatever trick that I'm doing, so it becomes personal. And then last but not least, there was the most amazing sleight of hand magician that I've ever met. His name was Woody Landers. He died. He got hit by a truck several years ago and died. But he was the most amazing sleight of hand guy with coins and cards that I've ever seen. And he taught me a different lesson every year. I mean, every Saturday for years. Aside from that, David Blaine. David's taught me several lessons, both in person and remotely, and through his body of work, about how to connect with an audience with minimalism, how your eyes are really the window to your soul, and how you can use that as a tool to influence people and how to get them to react the way that you want for magic. Then more contemporary people like Justin Willman. Justin Willman is a great example of how to be who you are at home on stage, how to get people to like you. Fuck the trick, excuse my language, hell with the trick. This is what it's about. And Justin Willman is a master of that. And then honestly, I know it's not just because we're here today, but Demian, you are an inspiration. You really are.
Really?
You are. You not only are you a friend, and you know, we don't get to talk as often as we want, but what I do is I go back and I watch how hard you work. And I can see that in every single I hate camera tricks video that you post. And I can see how much you love what you do. And sometimes I feel like I don't work hard enough. And then I pull up Demian Aditya, I see that blue check, and then I see those hundreds of thousands of followers. And then I start going through those posts and I'm like, yeah, I need to work harder. I need to be like Demian. So yeah, even you are an inspiration for me in magic. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Oh, thank you. I mean, beside the question, I mean, thank you. I didn't know that I inspired you, because vice versa, you inspired me. That's why, although sometimes you didn't came up on my Instagram wall. I mean,
because you have too many people.
No. I followed only like views, like maybe like
okay.
300. Because sometimes I don't know the algorithm. They don't show up like our friends' posts. Sometimes when you post, it's already 2 days ago. I don't know what's about the algorithm, because sometimes it sucks. So, but every day I stop by at your page just to see what you already have. It like shows on everything. That's why I noticed when you post. The last time I saw that you post, is it in somewhere in Chicago or I don't know, it's like small theater. You have like maybe 50.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I just love the environment, how you create the environment, how they react. Yeah, the atmospheres. I mean, I just love it because for me, great magic or great performance is when you can connect with people, and then you can have something that they can tell story after they got home.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I can see that from their faces after you performing. You got standing ovation. I was like, damn. And at my end, I had the same I have the same thought like you. I need to work hard like Eric.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. See, we influence each other and have no idea until we have a situation like this. I'm grateful for you, bro. I'm very grateful for you. We've got to find a way to hang out more often.
Yeah, we should. And then maybe after this Corona end, I will come visit. Now you're staying in New York.
Philadelphia.
So
Philadelphia.
I definitely gonna
but
come.
Philly, New York's an hour away, hour and a half. It's a really short drive.
I mean, whatever, whatever country that you're in, I'll come and I'll visit you.
What we need to do is, when you visit, do you remember the rice, the cone that we used when we started the Grandmaster Asia? What is that called?
The cone?
It was like a triangle.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
I mean, you like
what is that called? I loved it.
In Indonesia, we call it nasi kuning. So it's like yellow rice.
Nasi kuning. Nasi kuning.
Yeah, and then it's for like we do it for like when we have apa ya, selamatan. What is it called? I don't know how to English. I don't know. After this Corona, my brain sometimes doesn't work properly. I don't know why. So it's like a tradition. So when we have like a birthday and
a celebration.
Yeah, but celebration, there is more to like we pray, not like a celebration like hooray, but we just like a small family, and then we pray together and then thank God uh, for everything that you already gave it to us, blah blah blah, and so on. And then also we can use it as a tradition for like if we have a new shows or a new thing, and we pray that hopefully the things that we do right now will be good at the end.
Okay.
So it's tradition, but it also we can also buy the rice like everywhere, but
Okay.
the triangle, it's for tradition.
I love it. I love
Maybe
it.
if I come to your country, I will bring that to you, but not that big.
Please. It was big, yeah.
But I have to carry it. This is for Eric.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, before we end this, I this is the question that I've been asked to all the guests for the
Okay.
interview. I want you to say like 3 words about magic. Only 3 words.
Magic is real.
Magic is real. Okay. Okay.
I used to say magic is love.
Magical love.
But I think magic is real is more because we have people like, what's his name, Daniel Madison, who says magic is dead.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's more alive than it's been in the entire history of the world. It's more popular now than it's ever been in the entire history of the world. There are more magicians alive today than have ever existed in history today, and more are being created every day. Magic is an illusion, but only to the performer. To the person who opens their mind and allows magic in, it's as real as my phone. And the story that they go back and tell their friends will solidify that reality and allow it to grow like wildfire so that it can become more acceptable in society. And hopefully the saying magic is real will help take away some of the challenge aspects of people who want to be adversarial and say, you know what, this is me against you. You're not going to win. I'm going to win. Yes. It'll take that away from them and allow them to accept it, to open their mind, to suspend their disbelief enough to accept the gift. So magic is real is what I've adopted as kind of my motto for the past few years. It's simple, but it works.
It sums up everything.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because from my point of view, every time I ask to fellow magicians about 3 words in magic, and then they say like whatever they like, but it shows how their perspective about magic.
That makes sense.
And that's the thing that I told you before, because it sums up everything. It sums up all the interviews here. That for you,
that's
magic
great.
is real. That's the reason why, blah, 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 blah. And then you can go back to the first talk. Oh, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Really makes sense. Yeah. Awesome, man. Thank you.
So, and then thank you so much. So we have to choose 5. Do you still remember?
I should have written things down. No. I think we can go back and we can read the first 5. The best question, in my opinion, was Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee had the best question. I remember that one. I think he had the best question.
Okay, so yeah, before we have like the question about how magic looks real in other people, and then also how did you came up with the idea first place, and then is there any steps to create original good routine coin magics, and then I forgot.
We've had a couple of questions about the
Oh, yeah.
process.
Yeah, the process.
And then I think we had one about how I got started in magic and who was influential to me in magic. But was that your question?
Who influenced you in magic? No.
Yeah.
It's Aditya. Who inspired you most in
that's
magic, right?
another really good question. Let's put that one there.
Okay. Take a picture first. So there's a good question also for you. And then
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Everyone who asked a question, I will get them to email me and I'll send them the PDF of the lecture notes. Everyone. Let's not choose winners. Everyone is a winner. You get lecture notes. You get lecture notes. Yeah. Everyone gets lecture notes. If you ask the question, everyone gets it. Everyone.
Okay. So, but only one who will get the T-shirt.
I think Tommy Lee had the best question.
Tommy Lee. Okay. So now about who's want to get your lecture note. So how is it? They going to direct message you or?
Yes. So if you can follow me either on Facebook, Eric Jones, Facebook / Eric Jones Magic, or follow me on Instagram. That's the platform that I use more than anything else. At Eric Jones Magic. Send me a message, a direct message. Tell me that you saw my talk today with Demian and that you asked a question and you'd like to get a set of lecture notes. The only thing that I ask is that you go through the comments and take a screenshot of your question. That way I know you asked one. And if you can do that, then I'll be happy to send you a set of my lecture notes for free.
That is perfect. So you guys, there you go. You got, for those of you who are asking the question, just send it to Eric and please remember, you have to follow him first.
Please.
Follow him first. And then you send us a screenshot of your question and then you'll get your lecture note through PDF.
Excellent.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, my friend. I know it's very, very late there. Now it's
4:30.
Like what? 4:30 a.m. Oh shit, you Demian.
It's okay. I fell asleep. So what happened is I at 6 o'clock I sent you the message, 6 p.m. Yeah. And I said, is it today? Like at tonight, like 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, or does he mean 1 o'clock in the morning Thursday night, Friday morning? And I kept checking my DM to see if he read it. I'm like, no, he's still asleep. And then 12:15, I was unconscious. I was asleep. And then I wake up and I'm like, because he was like, in 30 minutes, we're supposed to go live. So thank you so much for I was late. I apologize.
No. I know. I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all because I know it's late at your time right now because when you text me, I was fall asleep already because in Indonesia it's probably like I don't know. You text me like is it now? It's now probably like 9 hours before, right? Yeah. And probably it's like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, damn. Eric didn't notice that it's like too early in your country.
I did. That's why I figured, I'd wait a little bit later. And then I was like, okay, it's 11 o'clock. That should be early enough. Maybe this is tomorrow. So I fell asleep.
But
it's okay. Again, this has been a great success.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And there's some comments here, and then they really want you to come back to Indonesia, and hopefully next year or any dates that free for Eric, because I really, really want him also. Eric have like in here in the Hotel Ciputra, so he have his own memory here in Indonesia. So
I have a lot of great memories, especially at the hotel. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it,
and I really need you for this. Like,
thanks.
Yeah. So thanks again, my friend. So hope to catch up again next time.
Thank you, brother.
Please stay safe, okay? Stay safe, brother. Stay healthy.
You too. You too.
Okay.
And tell Sarah hello for me.
Yes. Okay. Bye, man.
Awesome, brother. Bye.
Bye-bye. So itu dia, guys. Sudah tadi sama Eric Jones. Dan gila, dia orangnya baik banget. Dan seperti kalian tahu, dia luar biasa. Sampai dia ngasih semua, yang ngasih pertanyaan, dikasih yang tadi udah nanya, yang sebelum ini ya, ini kan udah mau terakhir nih. Jadi yang ngasih pertanyaan ke dia semua dapat lecture notes by PDF. Tapi nanti kalau misalnya mau yang fisik bisa gue kasih. Kalau yang suka fisik bisa gue kasih, terutama tadi yang beberapa nama-nama. Oke, gue sebutin ya, yang di sini udah gue tulis. Jadi kalau Hadi kayaknya udah punya ya, karena Hadi udah pernah datang ke lecture-nya. Di sini tadi untuk Mysterious Something. Kalau lo ada di Indonesia, misalkan lo mau dalam bentuk fisiknya, kasih tau gue. Terus Valdi, kalau misalnya mau dalam bentuk fisik kasih tau gue juga. Tapi kalau mau PDF-nya aja nggak apa-apa, it's okay. Terus sama Magician Ibanez yang mau bentuk fisiknya kasih tahu. Tommy Lee juga kasih tahu kalau mau bentuk fisiknya. Tapi kalau misalnya yang cuman mau bentuk PDF-nya aja, tinggal hubungin. Jadi nama-nama tadi yang gue sebutin tadi, kalau mau bentuk fisiknya kabarin gue. Terus untuk Tommy Lee, please Tommy Lee kontak gue, kirim email ke gue di info@demianaditya.com ya. Sekali lagi info@demianaditya.com. Send an email. Nanti gue akan kasih alamat. Kalau enggak mungkin gue akan minta Eric kirimin dulu ke Indonesia, baru gue kirimin ke lu kaosnya ya. Jadi lu mendapatkan kaos yang tadi dipakai Eric Jones, Sorcerer, tulisannya Sorcerer, itu seperti Supreme. Jadi dia nyebutnya Supreme Sorcerer. Ya. Thank you for joining me. Tadi mungkin ada yang bilang, sayang banget live-nya siang, sayang banget kenapa nggak malam aja. Ya karena kalau misalnya gue ngelakuin live jam 7 malam, itu buat Eric tuh udah pagi banget. Kasian, pesulap itu tidak bangun pagi, guys. Pesulap itu jarang ada yang bangun pagi. Ya. Jadi kalau dibilang sepi, nggak apa-apa. Memang sengaja, karena gue tidak mau banyak orang malah yang nonton. Gue hanya butuh sebagian orang doang yang mau serius di dunia sulap untuk nonton. Gue nggak perlu banyak viewers. Gue nggak perlu banyak orang awam yang nonton. Gue nggak peduli, karena gue hanya fokusin untuk pesulap. Semakin sedikit, makin bagus. Karena gue bisa lebih fokus sama mereka yang benar-benar pengen nanya. Gue nggak butuh viewers untuk di Magic Corner. Thank you so much guys for joining. Oke, Tommy Lee ya, tolong ya info ke gue ya. Emailnya ke lo, supaya nanti gue akan kirim. Thank you guys, sampai ketemu lagi nanti. Besok akan ada live sama Moritz Müller. Dia juga jago koin. Jadi besok jangan lupa jam 7 malam. Kali ini besok jam 7 malam. Thank you so much guys. Selamat menjalankan ibadah puasanya. Dan stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.